I'm a little behind the curve on this one, admittedly. I only just finished watching the anime of Dorohedoro a few weeks ago. That said, it was among some of the most fun I've had watching anything this year so far, and one of the reasons for that just comes down to its weird world. I can't even begin to speculate how mangaka Q Hayashida comes up with half this stuff, and I love every ounce of it. Let's just talk about the magic system for one. The concept of it being akin to pollution is so different and cool, and even frames a bit of early world building around that. It's a choice that, while distinct in the anime, is reinforced even more with the manga's intentionally dirty art style. Some of the panels will be semi-engulfed in this black smoke, and even in the sorcerer's world, you get this sense that magic is seeping into the very fabric of things. It literally condenses and falls as rain for the denizens of Hole, again playing up that pollution angle. The magic is also about as varied as the head/face masks you'll find the sorcerers wearing, which adds characterization and personality to a large chunk of the cast because it's also specific to the user. It honestly took me way too long to realize why Shin and Noi working together makes so much sense. He attack and she protect, at least when it comes to magic. That's never spelled out for you, and you later learn that's not even the reason they paired up, but it's still a factor as to why they make such a great team, as demonstrated by this beautifully gory attack in the anime. Which brings me to another weird aspect of this series, its relationship to gore. Whether it's something creepy or bloody, Dorohedoro never really dwells on it. Every aspect is presented with an almost disturbing familiarity for the characters, which helps give the series a lighter tone at times, but also allows Hayashida to introduce these uneasy elements with surprising consistency. They're even used comedically on occasion. Point is, she isn't afraid to keep you guessing at just what bit of world building or lore is gonna be dropped next. What's that? You say you think you have the magic system pretty much figured out? Bam! Naked turkey doll making magic. Also, all sorcerers have a tumor that's the shape of the devil in their brains. Speaking of devils, they exist and are both insanely powerful and have knowledge of everything. They're basically like the internet, except they can send you to hell, so I guess in this analogy, Twitter. Also, you can totally become one if you put yourself through what I can only assume is a stupidly rigorous process based on what little we're shown. Hole has a holiday that is 1 part Day of the Dead, 2 parts George Romero zombie movie with the set dressings of a carnival. You can even cash in your kills to buy stuff like some sort of R-rated Chuck E. Cheese. But the sorcerers also have a holiday. It's called Blue Night, which involves finding a partner. Now that sounds pretty nice, until you remember this is Dorohedoro, which means this ritual involves opening someone's chest like it's a goddamn fridge, and signing a contract on part of your partner's flesh that is then placed inside of you. Oh, also, this can absolutely be done without the consent of both parties, which is just somehow the most f***ed up thing in a series where a lizard man helps dissect his own decapitated head. But again, the nature of the series is to roll with the punches and embrace the weirdness because that's the only world they know. It leads to some truly wholesome moments amidst the gore and chaos. And if you just sit back and let the bopping soundtrack, detailed background art, and heartwarming character relationships take you in, then Hayashida's wild imagination makes for some of the most easily enjoyable media I've seen this year. Because Dorohedoro actively rewards you for going along with that weirdness. It's 2020, so just embrace it. Embrace that chaos, and you'll have a good time, I promise. I can't vouch as much for the manga, not being too far into it, but I know the anime only covers a fraction, so I'm certain there's plenty more oddities to come. One note I want to end on is I mentioned Hayashida specifically because while I think the anime and staff like director Yuichiro Hayashi and art director Shinji Kimura, and No Name with the music, all did a great job with the adaptation, especially the aforementioned art and score, we should still make sure to credit Hayashida for coming up with this wild world in the first place. I just want to acknowledge every angle because there's no reason not to. Also, in case you were unaware, she has a new series that started serialization after Dorohedoro called Die Dark, and it was announced that 7 Seas has licensed it for distribution in early 2021. So you have that to look forward to, and hopefully an anime sooner than 20 years in the future. But those are just my thoughts, and as always, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Have you watched or read Dorohedoro? I know it's been around for most of my lifetime, and probably yours too. Did you like how this first season was handled, and would you support a second? Also, as one last note, follow Cayman, Noi, Shin, Ebisu, and En's example, and wear a mask, please. But as far as any other thoughts or opinions you may have, you can leave those down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, an especially big thanks goes out to my awesome patrons, OverjoyedSoup, MVPino, Beorn, and everyone else whose support helps make videos like these possible. Links to that Patreon if you'd like to join them, my shirts, and everything else are either down below or on the screen right now. I'm also going to try and get back to being more consistent with this channel. I already have a few ideas I've got stuff written out for, so look forward to that. I know 2020 has kind of been sparse for me so far, but be sure to click that like button and click that bell for notifications so you know when those new videos go up. You can also follow me on Twitter or Twitch. Thanks again for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time.